all stand for the playing of the national anthem.
We gather to honor and remember the years of study and work that led to this day. And we give thanks for the parents, family, friends, and teachers whose support, encouragement, and teaching made this day possible. Bless us with joy on this occasion. Amen.
Please be seated. Faculty, students, parents, and relatives, distinguished guests, and friends of the university. I am delighted to welcome you to this, the 141st Commencement of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. This year we celebrate both the 149th anniversary of the founding of the Platteville Academy, great-grandparent of today's University of Wisconsin-Platteville, and the 122nd anniversary of the founding at Platteville of the first normal school in the state of Wisconsin. During these years, more than 27,000 students have received their degrees from us. We dedicate this ceremony to those past graduates and to the nearly 375 students who will receive their degrees this afternoon. Thank you for sharing with us this happiest of all occasions of the university. The senior valedictory will be delivered by Mexi Andrews, summa cum laude graduate of the College of Business, Industry, and Communication. Ms. Anderson is the daughter of Marshall and Bernetta Anderson of Platteville. Ms. Anderson was born and raised in Platteville and is a graduate of Platteville High School and Madison Area Technical College. She has majored in building construction management at UW-Platteville, while on an Associated General Contractor Scholarship. Among Ms. Anderson's many honors and awards are election to Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society and the achievement of Chancellor's Honors and the Dean's List. She has won the Outstanding Freshman, Sophomore, and Junior Awards in building construction management. While a student at UWP, Ms. Anderson has served as president of Epsilon Pi Tau, the Honor Society for Industrial Education, and as secretary of the Platteville chapter of the National Association of Home Builders. She has also participated in volleyball, softball, and cross country. Ms. Anderson has worked in the planning department of the city of Anchorage, Alaska, for Lands End Corporation, and currently here in our university computing services. She is looking to a career in project or sales management. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Mexi Andrews.
Good afternoon. It's been over a month since I've known I was going to speak at commencement, and during this time, many ideas have raced through my mind as to what I could possibly say that would have any, if some, meaning to each of you sitting here today. So after some careful thought, I decided on some obvious choices. One is to keep it as brief as possible to make us all happy. And two, well, if you take a look at each other today, you'll probably figure out my next obvious choice, and that's the way we're dressed. I'm referring to our academic costume, which includes our cap, our gown, and sometimes a hood. Our costume is an outgrowth of the British practice. The robes and hoods were worn by monks, students, and the general population during the 13th and 14th centuries. They wore the robes and the hoods to protect themselves from the cold in drafty rooms and corridors. So as you can see, academic costume is just a survivor of an earlier form of dress. The Intercollegiate Commission adopted a code to govern our academic costume in 1894, and the code has basically remained the same since then. The gown we are wearing signifies whether the wearer is the holder of a bachelor's, master's, or doctor's degree, and this is designated basically by the cut of the gown. The hood, in case you may have or not noticed, the hood is basically worn by people receiving their master's degree or if they've been awarded a doctor's degree. And it not only shows the degree held, but what university awarded this degree. And then we have our tassel on our cap. As each of you wearing a tassel knows, they are colored according to the college from which you are graduating. And we are wearing the traditional Oxford mortarboard style cap. Well, you may be curious as to why this cap is designed as it is. So I looked up the word mortarboard in Webster's New World Dictionary, and it gave the following two definitions. One, a square board for carrying mortar, such as masonry would use. And two, an academic cap with a square flat top. Thus, my conclusion, this cap symbolizes our education as the foundation from which we can build our futures. What we each do with our future will be unique and individualized. We all have different concepts of success and what it will take to motivate us to reach our desired levels of success. And sitting here today, we should all feel one major accomplishment, and that's the fact that we have successfully completed a course of study. Haven't there been times when we thought, oh, how am I ever going to get this done, or where am I going to find the time? Or, why didn't I just go to work instead of studying my way into debt? However, we've all persisted, and we never gave up, as proven by each of you seated here today. And each of you has gotten out of your education whatever you wanted or were willing to put into it. So now, as you commence to a new, challenging, and possibly uncertain future, remember these simple yet meaningful words of Winston Churchill. Never, 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 never quit. Thank you.
The commencement address will be delivered by Harold Davis, Jr., President and Chief Executive Officer of the Wisconsin Power and Light Company. Mr. Davis received his Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from Carnegie Mellon University and a Master's of Business Administration from the University of Chicago. Prior to joining Wisconsin Power and Light, Mr. Davis was on the corporate financial staffs of Ford Motor Company and Xerox Corporation. He joined UW-Platteville in 1978 as Vice President for Finance, and in 1982 was named Vice President for Finance and Public Affairs. In 1984, he was promoted to Executive Vice President and was elected to the Board of Directors at that time. Mr. Davis was named President in 1987 and Chief Executive Officer on August 1st, 1988. Mr. Davis has served on the Edison Electric Institute Finance and Economics Committees His civic and community activities include board membership on the Madison Police and Fire Commission, United Way, including its chairman in 1987, and the Selective Service Appeal Board. In addition, he is a board member and treasurer of the Wisconsin Association of Manufacturers and Commerce. In July 1987, Mr. Davis was appointed by the governor to a 7-year term as a member of the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents. In February 1988, he was elected to the board of directors of Century Insurance Company. Regent Davis is the recipient of the 1988 Black Engineer of the Year Award, sponsored by the United States Black Engineer magazine in cooperation with the Mobil Oil Corporation and the deans of the historically black colleges and universities. Among his other interests are tennis and reading. Regent Davis is married and has 2 children. Please join me in welcoming Regent Harold E. Davis.
Thank you, Chancellor Smarty, for that rather long introduction. I do like long introductions, however. They're sort of like fine perfumes. You can sit back and savor them, but you also have to be careful because they're fatal if you swallow them as well. Chancellor Smarty, distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, friends, and about-to-be graduates. On behalf of the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System and the citizens of the state of Wisconsin, I bring you greetings on this significant occasion. Like Maxine, I too sought appropriate advice on a topic for this presentation from my friends and my colleagues, including Chancellor Smarty, and I had expected, as I inquired about a topic, to receive any number of exhortations to greatness to share with you. Like Maxine, however, the only consistent piece of advice I got was to remain brief. This is, of course, consistent with the advice that my late father shared with me on public speaking when he said that if you wanted to be seen, stand up, that if you wanted to be heard, speak loudly, but if you wanted to be appreciated, sit down very quickly. Under the assumption that you are not interested in where the electrons go once they leave your toaster, a topic I am most equipped to talk about, and under the assumption that the longevity or the half-life of my remarks this afternoon is going to be approximately 30 minutes at best, I have decided to note a few challenges that you may face, pass out a few congratulations, and get back up to Madison before the roads ice over. Let me congratulate first not the honored graduates, but to those who got our honored guests here. The parents, the friends, the relatives, the associates, the mentors, the professors, the spouses, the significant others, the advisors, and on, that whole panoply of intricate relationships upon which so many of us depend. To you, I say well done and thanks. You have helped deliver to society over 350 spanking brand new graduates. Wish them well and challenge them to make you proud and to make us all proud of their achievements. Now let me turn to our honored guests, the graduates. Congratulations. As Maxine again noted, you are both survivors as well as achievers. For each one of you here who will walk the path to this stage, there is another that fell by the wayside. Count yourself among the fortunate. The data suggests that those of you who will make this walk today will live far better and richer lives than those who started with you 4 or 5 years ago and who are unfortunately not here to join you in celebration today. You are achievers and you are survivors. And you will need all of your survival skills to exist in today's world. It is a far more complex and far different world, and in many ways more challenging than your parents entered into. It is a world filled with contrasts and dichotomies. It is a world where people are paid not to grow crops, where surpluses rot in docks and warehouses, and where half the world goes to bed hungry every evening. It is a world where the entire Encyclopedia Britannica can be transmitted on fiber optic cable from Chicago to Minneapolis in 1.5 seconds, and yet where increasingly more and more of our students cannot read. It is a world where we are crying out for politicians to discuss substantive issues, yet we refuse to elect anyone who does. It is a world where sadly we are willing to pay people more to take care of our cars than to take care of our children. And we wonder why they are both breaking down with increasing frequency. It is a world where Japanese once meant shoddy, and now it means quality. It is a world where made in America once meant quality, and it still may, unless you happen to get a product made on Monday or Friday. You are entering a world filled with challenges. This great country of ours is at a crossroads of its existence. It is undergoing massive change and transition at every level. Leadership is increasingly being passed from those molded by the experiences of the Depression, World War II, and Korea, increasingly to those tempered by the experiences of Vietnam and civil rights and feminist movements. Our markets are under attack, not by cheap imported goods, but by higher quality imports. Our workforces can't read. Many of our children believe Brazil is a European country. In a nation known for its polyglot mixture of races, we are not mixing too well these days. Our intellectual capital is increasingly being diverted into litigation instead of into creation. If present trends continue, in 1989, almost half of the patents registered with the U.S. Patent Office will be registered to foreigners, primarily Japanese. I would mention drug epidemics, teenage pregnancies, or AIDS, but someone might say I'm a pessimist, but I'm not. In fact, I am optimistic. As our problems grow, our commitment to solve them grows as well. We Americans are problem solvers. We are heirs to a pioneering spirit. We are a people of unbounded zeal and unlimited expectations. And those unlimited expectations, my young friends, are for you to fulfill. Just when you thought you had taken your last exam, just when you thought you could rest on your laurels, you now have the problems of life to face. And face them you will, equipped with a rigorous education from one of the finest institutions in this state and country. The stated goal of this university was to provide each of you with an education that would enable you to become broader in perspective, more literate, intellectually more astute, and ethically more sensitive. Your education should also enable you to participate wisely in society as a competent professional and as a knowledgeable citizen. These were the goals. Now it is time to see if they were met. Those people who willingly subsidized the large part of your education are now ready for you to solve their problems. You graduates from the College of Business, Industry, and Communications must attack head-on the problems of America's competitiveness in a world marketplace. You must do it, and I'm confident that you will. I urge you, however, to do it in a manner that respects the dignity of workers, that preserves the harmony and the beauty of our environment, that reflects your responsibility to the communities in which you will be privileged to live and work. Pursuit of profit has built in America a society which remains the envy of this world. I urge you to pursue your craft diligently and tenaciously, but most importantly, honestly and ethically. I assure you that once you start down that slippery slope of compromised ethics, there is no gain or foothold to turn back. You education majors will face tremendous challenges. You will go to schools which do not work. You will encounter children and adults who cannot read. You will be confronted by business and property and other tax owners taxpayers who will want better returns on their education investments. You will fight systems bloated by bureaucracy and unable to function in a changing environment. There is a crisis in American education, and it is yours to help solve. Our dropout rates must decline. Our literacy rates must increase. And your training must contribute to those solutions. I urge you teachers to be committed enough to work in problem areas, yet be proud enough to demand that society acknowledge your value and your work. If we are to move forward as a society, it is clear that this value must be recognized, and you must be appropriately rewarded for the impact you have on future generations of our students. Only about 5% of you have chosen to become teachers, to enter this increasingly challenging profession. I commend you for this choice and wish you best luck in the years ahead. To those from the College of Arts and Sciences, your opportunities are as limitless as our problems. You are trained problem solvers, and we've got a few of them for you. You are the inheritors of the mantles of the great thinkers and scientists of our civilization. From Aristotle to Newton, from Copernicus to George Washington Carver, from Adam Smith to Lester Thoreau, you have learned. You have learned to understand the forces that have shaped and molded great civilizations, and you must use that knowledge to create an even better society here in our time. This is your challenge. Only about 8% of you will graduate from the College of Agriculture, and it is perhaps fitting that your numbers are small. The creativity and resourcefulness of small numbers of American farmers has made our agricultural productivity the envy of the world. Yet you too will enter troubled marketplaces. On an international level, you will confront not only competition from other farmers, but from countries and other governments as well. Domestically, you will wend your way through the maze of government programs that are increasingly distorting our own marketplaces. Some of you will also venture into the brave new world of genetic manipulation. You must resolve both the ethical and financial challenges that presents. These are but a few of the things that you must face if our agricultural superiority is to be maintained. About 20% of you, or 1 out of every 5, are engineers. Your challenges are truly formidable. You enter a world where we are losing our technical superiority, slowly but surely, to other countries. You are entering a world where science has become politicized, where increasingly American society is unwilling to accept any level of scientific risk. It is tragic that technologies developed in the universities and laboratories of America are increasingly being refined and advanced, not here, but on foreign shores. Your challenge is to learn how to assure a society that has grown suspicious of technological excesses that science and technology remain the keys, not only to our economic survival, but to our future progress as well. I caution you, however, to learn to ply your craft in a real world, one that does not comply with your normative theories, one that is more illogical than logical, and one where people are more important than computers and equations. You understand that early in your careers, I assure you that you will not only be successful practitioners, but contributors to our progress as well. The time has come for me to stop and for you to go forth and make the contributions which society demands of you. I want to close, however, by dwelling a bit on the significance of this day, for it is truly a significant day. Not because many of you are going to go to parties after this, and not because you won't have to argue with your parents anymore about whether you're grown up now that you're college graduates. Today is a significant day because after today you are no longer just a hope. You are no longer just a potential. After today you are also an investment not only to your parents and to yourself, or in some cases, as was mentioned earlier, to your banker. You are also an investment to our society. You are our human capital. You are our best and our brightest, trained in one of our better institutions. Society is now looking for its dividends, its return on its investment in you. It must have them and you must pay them if our society is to progress and remain attractive in a global marketplace. I have congratulated you on your tenacity, your perseverance, your choice of this fine institution, and your choice of careers. I now urge all of you to go forth, not so much to multiply, but to add value in all that you do. May your years be filled with achievement, may your lives be filled with joy. May your acts reflect proudly upon this fine institution. Congratulations, Godspeed, and good luck to you all.
Kathleen Raleigh, President of the UW-Platteville Alumni Association, will now present the awards of alumni life memberships.
Thank you, Chancellor. On behalf of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville Alumni Association, it is indeed my pleasure to congratulate each and every one of you and your families on your graduation day. It wasn't so long ago that I was out there. As part of the congratulation, I have been instructed by the Alumni Association Board of Directors to award each graduate a complimentary one-year membership into the UW-Platteville Alumni Association, and you'll also be receiving the alumni today. It is our hope that 1 year from now you will decide to permanently join the Alumni Association, which plans events throughout the year that you may come back to, in our support of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. The UW-Platteville Alumni Association also traditionally recognizes several graduates for their outstanding academic and professional achievements by awarding them life memberships in the association. I would like to ask you to hold your applause while I introduce these 5 recipients. I ask them to stand. These graduates, by the way, are unaware that they are about to receive this award. Our first award winner is Catherine Greene from Colby, Wisconsin. Please stand. Sandra Maddock from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Michelle Ottens from Morrison, Illinois. Kevin Kester from Lancaster, Wisconsin. And Stacy Buhager from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Congratulations to each of you.
We're extremely proud of all of our graduates and will very shortly recognize each of them. However, I would first like to take this opportunity to recognize a very special group of them who will distinguish themselves throughout their academic careers at UW-Platteville. These are the students graduating with academic honors and are designated with an asterisk in their program, and also they are wearing the gold honors grades. For those individuals who have achieved highest honors or summa cum laude, please rise and remain standing. Now, will those individuals who have achieved highest honors and are graduating magna cum laude, please rise and remain standing. Would you please join me in recognizing these 2 of us. Now, will all graduates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, as Vice Chancellor, I certify that the candidates standing before you have completed the curricula prescribed by the university faculty for the degrees of Master of Science in Education or Agricultural Sciences or Industrial Technology, or the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Vice Chancellor, you have completed the requirements established by the university faculty for the various degrees, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin system, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree which you have earned, together with all of the rights, privileges, and perquisites attending thereto. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will the deans now present the degree recipients?
Will the recipients, degree of Natural Science from the College of Agriculture, please stand. Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Agriculture, representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Agriculture. Recipients, please come forward.
Barry D. Bergman. Catherine Mary Brame. Paul James Laser. James C. Goki. John H. Gustafson. Mark G. Pegg. James Joseph Hartung. David L. Camps. Kathy Jo Klecker. Randy J. Ladd. Laura Ann Laller. Bruce Philip Melsna. Rob R. Nadig. Bart Dale Ottens. Ty William Powell. Jerry Joseph Britton. Andrew W. Schlichting. Mark A. Schluter. James Michael Scoble. Daniel Mark Sweeney. Rudell Otto Weber.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences please stand? Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and representing the faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences. Will the recipients please come forward?
Amy Lynn Austin. Lisa Ann Bauer. David J. Bell. Jean Ann Bredesen. Darcy Ann Christensen. Timothy James Jokas. Timothy J. Collins. Teresa Ann Glass. Melissa Ann Barney. Nancy Jane Frick. Dawn Patricia Greeley. Todd Wayne Brunwald. Megan P. Gundry. Paul Frederick Heyman. Rodney Donald Asper. Thomas James Hinman. Dale Allen Ulichka. Jeffrey J. Jelinek. Mark J. Johns. Craig H. Caston. John Jerome Knight. Larry John Kanan. Jason Allen Krupp. Elizabeth Ann McNeil. Dawn Renee Morgan. James Charles Mudgett. Paul N. Onyekruck. Alicia L. Pfeffer. Andrea Ellen Roach. James Patrick Segatis. Philip D. Sargent. James D. Schirkenbach. John F. Schneider. Stacy Lynn Schultz. Pamela Sue Schultz. Denise Marie Schwantes. Ignatius Yambo Shalinga. Daniel A. Stelplug. Stacy Lynn Stockheimer. Douglas Arthur Straka. Tricia Ann Wiggins. Cheryl Ann Bardell, associate degree.
Congratulations, best wishes, please be seated. Will the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Business, Industry, and Communication please stand? Also settle down. Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Business, Industry, and Communication, and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Business, Industry, and Communication. Will the recipients please come forward?
Mexi Andrews. Michael Scott Adams. David Rand Adolphs. Arvid Clifton Amundsen. Robert B. Anderson. Barbara A. Ballard. Kirsten Ann Baylor. Timothy James Bell. Bruce Allen Orcharding. Mark Stephen Orkin. Jeffrey A. Bovey. Robert Allen Brander. William J. Brenham. Joel R. Brill. Mike G. Brunner. Ellen Scott Bungie. Linda Louise Bird. Thomas Joseph Byrne. David William Cox. Donna Jean Dahlman. David Anthony DeCono. David Stanley Danowski. Scott Paul Derby. Paul Adrian Deek. Teresa Ann Dimple. Barry J. Drager. J. Randall Eastlick. Ronald Irwin Eichstead. Julie Ann Enlow. Gregory D. Faraday. Patrick W. Forsyth. Rodney H. Frank. Bruce E. Garber. Timothy Patrick Gibbons. Melissa J. Goat. Stacy Sue Broomwald. Daniel R. Hanlon. Heidi L. Hannon. Michael Todd Hansen. Stephen R. Hansen. Mary Carol Hansen. Nancy Jane Hartline. Kevin W. Elving. Thomas Richard Hendrickson. Paula L. Oppenjan. William Michael Huffer. Donald R. Hugel. Becky May Jenkins. James Eldred Johnson. Scott E. Johnson. Peter J. Jorgensen. Dwayne Allen Kant. Kevin David Kelly. Michael Scott Tyler. Brad D. Kirking. Christina L. Knuckles. Jennifer L. Kopp. William G. Grants. Thomas J. Kucharski. Diane A. Kunkel. Jeffrey Edwin Larson. Scott Raymond Lightfried. Stephen R. Lohberger. Michael Allen Luce. James Donald Lucas. David J. Martin. Kathleen Ann Martin. Jacqueline K. McCann. Jeffrey Scott McMahon. Deborah J. Mezra. Lisa Renee Mook. Timothy Irwin Morgan. Craig Matthew Morris. Jolene D. Morrow. David C. Monkwitz. Kirk Allen Nelson. Lance Mylan Nelson. Michelle K. Hopkins. Peter Joseph Bishata. Mark J. Peterson. Jerry John Raybuck. Robert Leroy Rich. Sherry Lynn Riley. Sherry M. Rip. Daniel D. Rogers. Paul Joseph Romanesco. Julie L. Royce. Kelly Lynn Rudolph. Mark Allen Rupert. Dennis F. Rupp. Lori Ann Schmidt. Michael J. Schmidt. Michael Schrack. Michael Robert Schwingle. Joseph John Skrinock IV. Mark T. Scherer. Daniel Richard Shea. Ronald M. Slats. Bradley James Smith. Deanna Lynn Sack. Scott Joseph Stevens. Dawn M. Sullivan. Eric L. Thurston. James A. Tovey. Robert Duane Uren. John J. Ranny. Michael Allen Wagner. Diane S. Weber. David P. Westemeyer. Alan William White. James Leo Wisbaum. Joseph Thomas Ritz. Joyce Ann Zarn.
Congratulations, best wishes, stay in touch, please be seated.
For the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Education, please stand. Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the College of Education and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Education. Will the recipients please come forward?
Scott David Arneson. Janelle J. Ariozola. Brooke Ann Brockman. Julie A. Dressler. Rita M. James. Kay Marie Calvin. Jacqueline Ann Camps. Charles R. Keller. Harold Terrence Kinney II. Joanne E. Krebs. Constance Dale Cool. Nancy J. Lamb. Ryan Kent Lanier. Lance L. Ottman. Deborah Mary Holmes. Kathy M. Shalma. Diane M. Schrader. Farah Lee Smith. Jane Stelsel. Deborah A. Walton. Therese Renee Wecker. Mark Allen Twitter.
Congratulations, best wishes. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Engineering please stand? Representing the College of Engineering and representing the college faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Engineering. Will the recipients please come forward?
Michael L. Bradley. Scott Robert Rostow. Brian Allison Bruss. Stacy Sharon Bookiger. James Allen Buggs. Bruce John Budel. Judith Lynn Carlson. Kenneth Donald Casper. Scott Anthony Chartrand. Russell J. Dietzen. Thomas James Draxler. Raymond F. Fiore Jr. Thomas W. Laguerre. Lawrence Sidney Gebhardt. Gregory Joseph Graff. Mark A. Haskins. Alan David Hertz. Michael John Jakowski. Joel Timothy Johnson. David Thomas Fiore. Daniel Scott Kaiser. John Patrick Pizzaro. Frederick Paul Glass. Kurt Allen Kruger. Stephen Michael Landau. Kevin J. Luschau. Gary Thomas Mandley. Dennis Michael Manning. Monaco Antonio Mena. Dean Michael Mortensen. Razali Mohammed Idras. David Paul Nelson. James Allen Peters. Stephen Allen File. Scott J. Pfeiffer. John Allen Ratke. David Paul Royakers. Rebecca Lynn Royakers. Rodney Albert Roscom. David Robert Rush. Stephen William Shaw. Paul Arthur Sell. David William Slidham. Dean Howard Spooner. John Ingmar Strand. Richard Michael Shahansky. Christine Ann Telek. Mark Edward Unick. Donald Joseph Walsh. Bruce Robert Weber. David K. Wendt. Stephen Robert Weinberg. Richard Allen Wells, Jr. Keith Paul Weinskell.
To the new engineers, congratulations. Please be seated.
Will the recipients of the master's degree please stand? Mr. Chancellor, as Dean of the School of Graduate Studies and representing the graduate faculty, I present to you the recipients of the degrees of Master of Science and Master of Science in Education from the School of Graduate Studies. Will the recipients please come forward?
Daryl John Lund. Carla Renee Wogenhagen. Charla A. Morgan. Ellen Cox Erickson. Diane Patricia Hatfield. Mary Graber. Mary Jo Gunlaw. Michael P. Holt. Marguerite E. Burrell.
Congratulations, and please be seated.
This ceremony would not have been possible without the time and effort so generously given by the University Commencement Committee. The members of the committee are Marlis Williams, Robert Velzy, Elvin Menninga, Joe Thomas, Jim Volaski, Kate Anderson, Judy Moriarty, Raymond Muir, Lynn Foster, Patty Schwartz, Andy Toll, and the Chair, Frederick Tufte. The names of the graduates were ably read by Edward Demeen, University Registrar. Professor Randolph Susevich and UW-Platteville Symphony Band deserve our appreciation as well for the music which accompanies this ceremony. Will the members of the committee, Mr. Demeen, Professor Susevich, and the members of the Symphony Band, please stand and be recognized. As we say farewell to our graduates, I would like to give them the opportunity to recognize those who have guided them through 4, or in some cases more, years of college with gentle prodding and friendly assistance. Will the faculty please rise and be recognized by the graduates? There are yet others who have provided not only encouragement, moral support, and financial assistance, but care and love as well. Will the parents, grandparents, husbands or wives, children and grandchildren of the graduates please stand and be recognized? I ask you to please turn to the next to last page in your commencement program. Will you please stand and join in the singing of the alma mater?
leave with pride in the continued support of these graduates. May we all go forth with shared joy in this occasion. Amen.
I ask everyone to remain seated until the faculty have left the gymnasium. The graduates will remain to greet their parents, relatives, and friends. Thank you all for coming.